you know.
This nigga right here. Let's run this one back.
If you're a producer who hates AI, this plugin might change your mind. This is Reimagining Co-Producer. You can take any sample you find.
I'm going back to Cali. Yeah. So I had met him. His name's Chris Patrick. I met him here in DC, and I was telling him, I'm like, I'm on your heels. I was like, yeah, I got you, bro. I'm coming. I'm on your heels, nigga. And then a few weeks later, this came out, and I was like, oh shit, dang, I'm older than this nigga. Okay, all right, San Diego. All right, San Diego. Oh yeah, that hurt my feelings though. I've been okay. I've been, making it. I'm over here streaming now. I'm about to go ahead and stream this thing. One time. How long you gonna be in San Diego for? Hey, come on. Yeah. I'm on YouTube with it. We gotta read some books on YouTube. Hey, come on. I just gotta make sure this shit is up and running. Yeah. Hey. About a week, that'd be cool. Go out there, get some sun. Get some sunlight. It's gonna be a fun night. Alright, that's up and running. We good. Pop out chat. Hey, come on. Alright, let's see what I got. You wanna see what I got? I wrote this today. Isolated so long on the rap about raps. Isolated so long, it ain't no cap in my raps. One of the best out the DMV. What I say? Shout out to DMV, shout out to Fayetteville. Shout out to Population, that's the favorite place to build. Is it really take the wheel? Nah, it ain't working. Hell yeah, how are you? How have you been? They got this weird AI ass photo of J. Cole. That's funny. How you been now? How's everything? Oh, we're gonna play this. It's cold and it's gold in the dirt. So I'm gonna be reading a book called The Artist's Way. Read a chapter out of there called Recovering a Sense of Safety. I'm gonna read it on here. Let this run. I feel you. I'm finally getting back on my feet a little bit. So I'm excited about that.
Daddy taught me how to stand tall. Never taught me how to land soft. Said, son, the world don't hand shit out. So I learned early how to handle loss. I seen love wrapped in survival. Seen faith mixed with denial. Seen dreams buried under duty. Still dug them up with a Bible. They only see the shine now. Don't see the mud on my boots. Every win got a backstory. Every truth came with proof. There's gold in the dirt. If you dig long enough, still warm in the cold. If you been through enough, I come from the ground where the roots go first. If you want
Nah, ain't no running. I'm walking. Barely. I need to be icing my shit right now.
Broken promises that taught me how to
need to ice my leg.
really down. Who just around, who disappear when pressure loud. I kept my
ready for the summertime
that's
though?
when the vision talk the loudest. I ain't in every land of trust. Just the name of the stubborn heart, a voice that crack when it tell the truth, and hands that learn how to build from parts. Every scar got a purpose. Every loss left a mark. I ain't rushed the process. I just walked it in the road in the dirt. Yeah, I seen it myself. Ain't no ground without weight. Ain't no freedom without depth. I come from the soil where the strong get void. If I blow how I go, it's cause I paid that call. They ask how I stay
This dude's crazy.
I tell them I stayed
His
honest.
name's Bo Steve.
Who I was before anybody called it progress.
I heard him through the shit he hung.
I chased the line,
What up, Ed? What up, boy?
and that changed everything.
So sick production.
I don't brag, I testify. This ain't flexing, this is time. I done sat with my doubt long enough to call on mine. Now they don't scare me, they sharpen me. Every setback prepare me. If you hear strength in my tone, that generations carry me. In the dirt. Hear the voices say, you rise from the ground. In a quiet way, my story feel heavy. There's cause it's real life.
Hey.
Find it shine easy. I
play that,
heard
bro.
every millimeter.
Oh. Woo! Hey, bro. Let me tell y'all, they played that song, and then they played my song after that, and I was like, bro, don't even play my song. They played that song, and then he said he took that song to Top Dog, and then they played my shit after that, and I was like, they played that, and then they played this for me. Which it wasn't bad, but it was like, don't play that and then play mine.
How can I lose when I got my baby? My baby. Right here.
This is the one they played after. And I was so hyped too. I was like, well, I'm gonna get a good score on this one.
When I got my baby. Cover up my beard, my dear, right here, right now. I hear your heartbeat. Loving my ears, I get that heartbeat. I don't like drugs, so please don't start me. What's I'm calling them, my wallet don't card me. Back shots in the back seat to the party. Lost my keys back then like sardines. Shit got fishy, I'm a fishy with the shark teeth. My niggas on point, coming back like the army. In the sprinter van, headed back to the art. FaceTime, baby face guard, don't charge me. Excuse my delay, I'm making a play. You know what you want.
I was like, bro, don't play this.
Tell me how's it going? If you tryna link them with it, I got a crush on you. If you tryna link them with it, I got a crush
You hear me?
on you.
Hey.
If you tryna link them with it,
I was like, oh damn. I was like, please don't play my song after that.
if you tryna link them with it,
You know what I'm saying?
crush on you. Cause you never know who's the one. You're the only one I need for sure. And you never know who's the one. You're the only one I need for sure. We keep on the one. Cause you never know me, honey. You the only one I need for one. You gon' keep 'em on the need, keep 'em on the need. You're the one, loving on me. Is you loving on the one, loving on me? Is you loving on me, the one? Is you loving on me? You the one that I need, the one. You the one that I need. If you tryna think I'm with it, I gotta cut. If you tryna think I'm with it, I gotta cut. If you tryna think I'm with it, I gotta cut. If you tryna think I'm with it, I gotta cut.
Yeah, right. I made one last night. I made a decent one last night. It was alright, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't too crazy. I like the hook. If you tryna think I'm with it, I got a crush on you. There you go. But it needs so much work right now.
Sitting in the back of my mind, wait.
Yeah, it's trash. I don't even want to play that.
Staring at the world through my rear view. Sometimes I feel I can't continue. I know you know my heart, I can't convince you. It's always you. Say it once again, it's time I feel you. Staring at the world through my rear view.
I mean, it need a lot of work. It need a lot of work. Yes, Lord. It's so hot in here, man. Let me tell y'all, my apartment is hot because they haven't turned on the air conditioning yet. And I'm burning right I am dying. So I'm on YouTube with it. I'm about to go ahead and get to this YouTube. I don't know if you got my YouTube link. It's the same as Instagram, but I'm about to read a book on here. And for the next 20, 30 minutes, I'm gonna just read a chapter. And then I'm probably go to bed. What time is your flight in the morning? And Ant, how you feeling, bro? What's up with you, Ant? You know what? I love that video about the Goofy movie, the Goofy movie with you and your son. I was telling my brother about that shit. It's from the snow. Here? It's gonna snow tomorrow? Ain't no way. It's 80 degrees today. Ain't no way it's gonna snow tomorrow. What the fuck? It's 84 degrees right now, but tomorrow's supposed to snow? That's ridiculous. That's why it was a tornado watch today. It was a tornado warning. I'm burning up right now. It's gonna snow? What the hell? Oh God, hey. Damn. 6 a.m. I feel you. 6 a.m. Going, back to Cali. Going, back to Cali. Right? Yeah, lucky you. I'm gonna just be at the house. I got PT tomorrow. Sooner we make arrangements, sooner I'll see you, baby. Yeah, let me play. I'll play Chris Patrick. Should I play Shima Lives in Daya? This is somebody. This is a dude I was competing with in my own competition. He was doing Song of Days, and I was in the live when he wrote this one. This nigga cold. This is what I be trying to keep up with. Every night. Told what to do. Come for me. Watch this.
I'm a little misguided, but I wouldn't intervene if I didn't like you. And I circles in the weed like a Venn diagram. First class seated on a trip flying. For the splurge with the green, I'm a big buyer. Buy you purses and V's and you desire it. Make you squirt like a stream when I'm inside it. You my first real queen, you my Zendaya. You my first real queen, you my Zendaya. Hey, fucking swear, ain't nothing there. You probably been hit with 100 stares. And I know for a fact I'm the one-on-one. Honestly, God, you my number one. I'ma ride for you straight to the love is done. This attraction got me tapped in. We can stop it till it passes. I'm not sure what you wanna happen, but I'm all for it if you asking. Hit my call center if he lacking. Make it all better when we chatting. Get involved with me, full attachment. I'm a shark in it when I splashing. Some are salt in it, some are walk in it, some are all in it. Got you lashing. See your talk switching, see you walk different. Beat your walls different when I clap it. See your guard dipping when you laughing. If you not with it, I'll detach it. I will lock it until we crash it. It's a long ride, better show
I'm a little misguided, but I wouldn't intervene if I didn't like it. But I didn't intervene if I didn't hire. And I'm better by the D than I didn't hire. And it's better with the D, but I'm ignire. Better with the D, but I'm ignire. And it's better with the D, but I'm ignire. She my little queen, you my Zendaya. My first real queen, you my Zendaya.
Hey, fuck this man. Ain't nothing there. Know you probably been here with 100 stairs.
I gotta stop. Oh. Well, Instagram clipped me. Oh, Instagram clipped me again. This attraction, are you a passion? Understands. 101. 101. This attraction. This attraction, fatal lasting, when you paint it, when you bash it, when you're born in you, when you bash it, when you paint it, when you bash it. Alright, so one more time for you, man. It's your boy, the Dharma Cartoon, coming to you live from You Wish You Knew. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go through a little something today. We're gonna go ahead and read The Artist's Way for y'all. All right, so one thing, I'm gonna read The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. I'm gonna read the second chapter because it has some good things in here, and I'm gonna do this for a little bit, and then I gotta read another book that I'm reading with my homegirl. She put me on. It's called The Temple Restoration. So, week one is recovering a safe sense of safety. So this week initiates your creative recovery. You may feel both giddy and defiant, hopeful and skeptical. The readings, tasks, and exercises aim at allowing you to establish a sense of safety, which will enable you to explore your creativity with less fear. Shadow artists. One of our chief needs as creative beings is support. One of our chief needs as creative beings is support. Unfortunately, this can be hard to come by. Ideally, we would be nurtured and encouraged first by our nuclear family, and then by ever-widening circles of friends, teachers, well-wishers. As young artists, we need and want to be acknowledged for our attempts and our efforts, as well as for our achievements and triumphs. Unfortunately, many artists never receive this critical early encouragement. As a result, they may not know that they are artists at all. Parents seldom respond. Try it and see what happens. Parents rarely say that. To artistic urges, parents seldom respond. Try it and see what happens to artistic urges issuing from their offspring. They offer cautionary advice where support might be more to the point. Timid young artists adding parental fears to their own often give up their sunny dreams of artistic careers, settling into the twilight world of could-have-beens and regrets. They are caught between the dream of action and the fear of failure. Shadow artists are born. I got a line where I said I woke up as a shadow artist. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel it. I am thinking here of Edwin, a miserable millionaire trader whose joy in life comes from his art collection. Strongly gifted in the visual arts, he was urged as a child to go into finance. His father bought him a seat on the stock exchange for his 21st birthday. He has been a trader ever since. Now, in his mid-30s, he is very rich and very poor. Money cannot buy him creative fulfillment. You know what I'm saying? There's a quote here by C.G. Jung. Said nothing has a stronger influence psychologically on their environmental and especially on their children than the unlived life of a parent. So, surrounding himself with artists and artifacts, he is like a kid with his nose pressed to the candy store window. He would love to be more creative, but believes that is the prerogative of others. Nothing he can aspire for himself. A generous man, he recently gifted an artist with a year's living expenses so she could pursue her dreams. Raised to believe that the term artist could not apply to him, he cannot make the same gift for herself. Edwin's is not an isolated case. All too often, the artistic urges of the artistic child are ignored or suppressed. Often with the best intentions, parents try to foster different, more sensible self for the child. Stop daydreaming, is one frequently heard admonition. You'll never amount to anything if you keep on with your head in the clouds, is another. Baby artist arc urged to think, act like baby doctors or lawyers. A rare family faced with the myth of a starving artist tells its children to go right ahead and try for the career in the arts. Instead of, if encouraged at all, the children are urged into thinking of the arts as hobbies, creative fluff around the edges of real life. So baby artist arc urged to think and act like baby doctors or lawyers. A rare family faced with the myth of the starving artist tells its children to go right ahead and try for a career in the arts. Instead, if encouraged at all, the children are urged into thinking of the arts as hobbies, creative fluff around the edges of real life. For many families, a career in the arts exists outside of their social and economic reality. Art won't pay the electric bill. As a result, if the child is encouraged to consider art in job terms at all, he or she must consider it sensibly. That's what I did, and that's when I went into architecture. Erin, a gifted children's therapist, was in their mid-30s before she began experiencing a haunting dissatisfaction in her work. Unsure what direction to take, she began adapting a children's book for the screen. Midway through the adaptation, she suddenly had a telling dream about abandoning her own artist child. Prior to becoming a therapist, she had been a gifted art student. For 2 decades, she has suppressed her creative urges, pouring all of her creativity into helping others. Now, nearly 40, she found herself longing to help herself. Erin's story is all too common. Fledgling artists may be encouraged to be art teachers or to specialize in crafts with the handicapped. Young writers may be pushed towards law, crying, a talky, wordy profession, or into medical school because they are so smart. And so the child who is himself born storyteller may be converted into gifted therapist who gets his stories secondhand. Too intimidated to become artists themselves, very often too low in self-worth to even recognize that they have an artistic dream, these people become a shadow artist instead. Artists themselves, but ignorant of their true identity. Shadow artists are to be found shadowing declared artists, unable to recognize that they themselves may possess the creativity they so admire. They often date or marry people who actively pursue an art career they themselves secretly long for. When Jerry was still blocked as an artist, he began to date Lisa, a gifted but broke freelancer artist. "I'm your biggest fan," he often told her. What he did not immediately tell her that he himself dreamed of being a filmmaker. He had in fact an entire library of film books and avidly devoured special interest magazines on filmmaking. But he was afraid to take the steps to actualize his interests. Instead, he poured his time and attention into Lisa and Lisa's art career. Under his guidance, her career flourished. She became solvent and increasingly well known. Jerry remained blocked in his own behalf. When Lisa suggested he take a filmmaking course, he ran for cover. Not everyone can be an artist, he told her and himself. Artists love other artists. Shadow artists are gravitating to their rightful tribe but cannot yet claim their birthright. Very often, audacity, not talent, makes one person an artist and another a shadow artist, hiding in the shadows, afraid to step out and expose the dream of light, fearful that it will disintegrate to the touch. Shadow artists often choose shadow careers, those close to the desired art, even parallel to it, but not the art itself. Noting their venom, ferocious Truaft contended that critics were themselves block directors, as he had been when he was a critic. So some guy was a critic. He may be right. Intended fiction writers often go into newspaper writing and advertising, where they can use their gift without taking the plunge into their dream of fiction writing career. Intended artists may become artist managers and derive a great deal of secondary pleasure from serving their dream, even at once removed. Carolyn herself, a gifted photographer, made a successful but unhappy career as a photographer's rep. Jean, yet who yearned to write feature films, wrote many movies in her 30-second commercial spots. Kelly, who wanted to be a writer but feared taking her creativity seriously, made a profitable career out of repping really creative people. Shadow artists all, these women needed to place themselves in their dream stage center. They knew this, but didn't dare. They had been raised to the role of shadow artists and would need to work consciously to dismantle it. It takes a great deal of ego strength to say to a well-meaning but domineering parent, or just a plain domineering one, "Wait a minute, I am too an artist." The dreaded response may come back, "How do you know?" And of course, the fledgling artist does not know. There is just this dream, this feeling, this urge, this desire. There is seldom any real proof that the dream lives on. As a rule of thumb, shadow artists judge themselves harshly, beating themselves for years over the fact that they have not acted on their dreams. This cruelty only reinforces their status as shadow artists. Remember, it takes nurturing to make an artist. Shadow artists did not receive sufficient nurturing. They blamed themselves for not acting fearlessly anyhow. In a twisted version of Darwinian determinism, we tell ourselves that real artists can survive the most hostile environments and yet find their true calling like homing pigeons. That's hogwash. Many real artists bear children too early, or have too many, are too poor or too far removed culturally and monetarily from artistic opportunity to become the artists they really are. These artists, shadow artists, through no fault of their own, hear the distant piping of the dream, but are unable to make their way through the cultural maze to find it. For all shadow artists, life may be a discontented experience filled with the sense of missed purpose and unfulfilled promise. They want to write, they want to paint, they want to act, make music, dance, but they are afraid to take themselves seriously. In order to move from the realm of the shadows into the light of creativity, shadow artists must learn to take themselves seriously. With gentle, deliberate effort, they must nurture their artist child. Creativity is play, but for the shadow artists, learning to allow themselves to play is hard work. You know what I'm saying? It says protecting the artist child within. Remember your artist child. Find and protect that child. Learning to let yourself create is like learning to walk. The artist child must begin by crawling. Baby steps will follow, and there will be falls, yichi, first paintings, beginning films that look like unedited home movies, first poems that would shame a greeting card. Typically, the recovering shadow artist will use these early efforts to discourage continued exploration. Judging your early artistic efforts is artist abuse. This happens in any number of ways. Beginning work is measured against the masterworks of the other artists. Beginning work is exposed to premature criticism, shown to overly critical friends. Beginning work is exposed to premature criticism, shown to overly critical friends. In short, the fledgling artist behaves with the fledgling artist behaves with well-practiced masochism. Masochism is an art form long formed ago. Perfected during the years of self-reproach. This habit is the self-hating bludgeon. This habit is the self-hating bludgeon with which a shadow artist can beat himself right back into the shadows. In recovering from our creative blocks, It is necessary to go gently and slowly. What we are after here is healing of old wounds, not the creation of new ones. No high jumping, please. Mistakes are necessary. Stumbles are normal. These are baby steps. Progress, not perfection, is what we should be asking ourselves for. Too far and too fast, and we can do too far too fast, and we can undo ourselves. Creative recovery is like marathon training. We want to log 10 slow miles for every 1 fast mile. This can go against the ego's grain. We want to be great, immediately great, but that's not how the recovery works. It is an awkward, tentative, even embarrassing process. There will be many times when we won't look good to ourselves or to anyone else. We need to stop demanding that we do. It is impossible to get better and look good at the same time. Remembering that in order to recover as an artist, you must be willing to be a bad artist. Give yourself permission to be a beginner. Being willing to be a bad artist, you have a chance to be an artist, and perhaps over time a very good one. When I make this point in teaching, I am met by instant defense hostility. But you don't know how old I will be. But you don't know. But do you know how old I will be by the time I'm done learning to really play the piano, act, paint, write, and decent play? Yes, the same age you will be if you don't. So, when I make this point in teaching, I am met by instant defensive hostility. But do you know how old I will be by the time I really learn to play the piano, or act, or paint, or write a decent play? Yes, you will be the same age you will be if you don't. So let's start. Let's see how that goes.